Hey everyone and welcome. Today we're going to go way beyond just painting nails. We are diving deep into the craft, the philosophy, and the real art of the professional manicure, all through the eyes of the experts at the Louisville Beauty Academy. So yeah, let's get started on this journey to mastery. You know, the team at LBA kicks things off with this really powerful idea. We're talking about something much deeper than just pretty nails. It's about responsibility. I mean, think about it. Every single client who sits in your chair is literally placing their trust in your hands. It's a connection, and it's built on amazing care and absolutely perfect hygiene.
So this is where the journey really begins, with understanding that this is more than a job, it's a calling. Before you can even think about creating those incredible nail designs or applying flawless extensions, you've got to master the fundamentals.
And this right here, this is the core principle. Think of it like a painter who needs a perfectly prepped, clean canvas. Well, for a nail tech, a strong, healthy, natural nail is that canvas. And the only way you get that is through a perfect, professional manicure. It's the absolute starting point for everything else you're going to do. Okay, so once you get that foundation down, what's next? Well, you need your tools. Every master needs their toolkit, right? So this next phase is all about getting you set up with the essentials. And, maybe more importantly, the wisdom to use them the right way.
First up, the emery board, or as you probably know it, a nail file. Now, its job seems super simple, just shape the free edge of the nail, but how you use it is what separates a real professional from an amateur.
And this little tip is such a game changer. You know how you see people sawing back and forth? It might feel faster, but what it's actually doing is creating tiny tears in the nail. That leads to splitting and peeling. A pro knows to always file gently in just one direction to keep the nail strong and healthy.
Next in the kit, the cuticle pusher. Its whole purpose is to gently, and I mean gently, guide the cuticle back from the nail plate. This creates a really clean canvas for your polish and helps promote healthy nail growth.
So you see the theme here, right? The key word is gentle. You're pushing, you're never ever scraping. If you push too hard, you can actually damage the nail matrix. That's the little factory at the base of the nail where all the new cells are made. It's all about having a light, careful touch.
And that brings us to the cuticle nipper. And let me tell you, this is probably the most misused tool in the entire manicure kit. Its one and only job is to trim dead, non-living tissue. That's it, nothing more.
And listen, this is a hard and fast rule, no exceptions. Cutting into living skin, which is often mistaken for the cuticle, is not only painful, but it's like opening a door for infection. And frankly, it's outside a nail tech's scope of practice. So, safety first always means knowing what to trim and, just as importantly, what to leave alone.
All right, we've got our tools, we understand the rules, now we can walk the path. This is the precise 14-step process that guarantees a perfect, safe, and professional manicure every single time.
Phase 1 is all about prep. First things first, we sanitize. That's the first and last step of any service, always. Then we take off any old polish, and then, and this is super important, we shape the nails before they get wet. Why? Because wet nails are weaker and they're way more likely to get damaged from filing. The soak itself is short and sweet, just a minute or two max, just enough to soften the cuticles, not the nail.
In phase 2, we get to put all that tool knowledge to work. We gently push the cuticles back, and then very carefully nip only the dead tissue. After that, we lightly buff the nail surface, not to make it thinner, but just to smooth out any ridges so the polish goes on like a dream. Then a thorough cleaning of the nail plate to get rid of any dust or oils, and we finish up with a nice relaxing hand massage.
And now for the grand finale, the finishing touches that make it all look amazing and last. We start with a base coat to protect the nail and help the polish stick. Then, 2 thin layers of color. Thin is the key for an even finish. And of course, a top coat, making sure to seal or cap the free edge of the nail. That's the secret to preventing chips. And the very last touch, a little drop of cuticle oil to nourish the skin.
Okay, so we know the do's. Now we have to talk about the don'ts. We've walked the path, but now we need to know about the perils. A true pro isn't just defined by what they do, but by what they absolutely know not to do. This is serious stuff. It's about safety, liability, and making sure you have a long career.
Look, you have to understand, these aren't just little oops moments. These are professional hazards. Cutting live skin, being too aggressive with nippers, overfiling, these can cause real injury and infection. And things like sharing single-use items or working on nails that are clearly infected, that's a huge risk for cross-contamination. These are the red lines that a professional simply never crosses.
And this right here, this is the bottom line. Every single safety rule, every sanitation step, it's not just about the one manicure you're doing right now. It's about building a whole career on a foundation of trust. It protects your client, it protects your hard-earned license, and it protects your entire future in this amazing industry.
So after all that, the tools, the steps, the crucial warnings, we get to the best part, the triumph. This is where we tie all those technical skills back to the real reason we do this, empowerment. This is really what it's all about, isn't it? It's about building that unshakable confidence to say, yes, I can pass my state board exam because I know my stuff. And even more than that, it's about saying, yes, I can provide a safe, beautiful service that genuinely helps my clients feel cared for, confident, and totally renewed. And here you see it. This is the goal. This is what the journey is all about. It's about turning that belief that, yes, I can, into the real, tangible achievement of, I have done it. A certificate like this isn't just a piece of paper. It's proof of your dedication, your skill, and that you've completed this quest for professional mastery.
So I'll leave you with this question. We've walked through the whole thing, the philosophy, the tools, the path, and the dangers to avoid. You officially have the map for this journey. The only question left is, what's your first step going to be?